Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 28th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning for a decent time frame, got the dogs all taken care of and whatnot, got her out, played with her for a little bit, jumped in the hot tub for a few minutes, got a couple things done, basically got that, I guess what needed to be taken care of. Wife headed off to work, everything went good there. Decided to head down to the tag office to turn my plate in for my Corvette that I sold here, I don't know, last month sometime, maybe early this month, I don't know, recently, but not that long ago. So I'm gonna go turn it back in so they don't cancel my driver's license for not having insurance on a car that they have a plate out. Even though the VIN number shows up on a new plate, it should obviously override that, but it's a weird thing in Florida. I hear people all the time getting pulled over for simple traffic ticket, next thing you know they're driving on suspended and all the shit they didn't know about. So wanted to make sure I took care of that. I've been down there before, tried to get their stuff, and it's like telling me it's super long waits and whatever. And I looked on the website, and all I can find is it says Wednesday is 8:30 a.m. open time, and I don't know what the rest of the time is, because it used to be 9, because what I asked my wife, and she said it was 9 o'clock. I can't find the hours anywhere on the website, so I show up there a little bit before 9, and I'm like, no big deal, shouldn't be that big a problem. I get there and they're already open, so I don't know if they open at 8:30 now all the time or early than that, because there's no signs posted for hours either. And I walk there and tell the person at the little check-in desk that I'm going to see her turn a plate in, and she goes, okay, what's your information? We'll put you on the list. And I'm like, okay. So I said, how long is it going to be? And she goes, oh, there's 20 people ahead of you. Real snotty. I don't know, apparently it's in the description when they put on LinkedIn for looking for employees, give the people the shittiest attitudes they can find. So it just automatically starts off with disdain for the people. Like, I understand you probably catch a lot of shit, but if you started with like a simple, oh, looks like 20 people ahead of you, but we got this many employees and they go through pretty quick and yada yada yada, whatever. Nope, just 20 people ahead of you, like whatever. So they have a system, you gotta give them your phone number, they text you and whatnot. And I don't know what happens if you tell them you don't have a phone or don't want to give them your number. I don't know what happens at that point, but I got a text from the county saying, hey, you're on the list, we'll let you know. So I was like, ah, fuck, this is gonna be a while. So there's like 20 people ahead of me. I'm like, whatever. So I head back out, walk over to the truck, and I do a couple of things and stuff. Now I'm gonna text real quick and see what it says. And it tells me at that moment, it's been at least 10 minutes or more now. It says I have 93 minutes left before they have my expected wait time. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. So I'm like, okay. And at this point, it's like 9 o'clock, and I've got somebody coming at 10 o'clock to try and work on my Suburban. So I'm like, shit, 90 minutes out, I won't be back in time. I didn't set the gates and stuff and get those opened up and anything for him. I got the dogs inside, but he won't be able to get to the gates to get to the backyard to work on the Suburban. So I'm like, well, I got 93 minutes and it's a 15-minute drive, maybe 20-minute drive to get back here. And there's parking's horrendous, so I'm parked my way. So I head to the truck, head in the truck, drive back to the house, get to the house there, go ahead and come through and play with the dogs for a minute, get them all back outside, let them all go potty and stuff. Everything's good to go there and get that taken care of. Go get the gates open. So all he's got to do is push it open. It's latches inside only, so I left it propped open. So we get through, got the dogs all back inside, and told my mom, do not let the dogs out no matter what. Got a guy coming, supposed to be here about 10 to basically do this, to work on the Suburban again. No big deal. So like, cool, no problem. So I went ahead and he told me there's some other parts he needed, which I'd ordered, got the parts in that he said I needed. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he left, or he's supposed to come back last time, so I got all the parts there, got them all piled up for him, got it all ready to go, and basically head out. And then I checked the text again. I text and say, hey, how long before, with my status symbol and things, punching like the status on the thing, it pops up saying 21 minutes. So it went from 93 minutes to 21 minutes. And I'm like, I am 20 minutes from there, like, the fuck? So I'm like, God damn. So I race out of there, I'm like, God, you kidding me? So I do everything I gotta do real quick, everything done, head out the door. And as I get in the truck, I'm driving down the street, I'm less than a block from the house, and I get a text pops up and says 10 minutes. I'm like, 10 minutes? How the hell did we go from 93 to 21 to 10 in like a minute and a half? Like, what happened here? I look down and realize it's the guy that's coming to work on the Suburban, not them. And the texting way he texted me, it's like a weird texting app that only does text, there's no number. So I basically texted him, hey, give me a call real quick, I need to talk to you. So he calls me. I told him, I said, I'm going back down to the tag office. It's massive delay, whatever, blah, blah. So I need you to go ahead and go. Gates are open, just push the gate open, dogs are inside. Nobody can get out. It's all good. You're free to start working on the truck. Here's where I put the extra 2 parts you needed and whatever. So he basically gets there and he's like, okay, cool, no big deal. So I headed back down to the tag office. I text again when I get there, and now they're telling me it's like 10 minutes away. I'm like 10 minutes out. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I get a text saying, hey, we're not ready for you yet, but make sure you're in the lobby. They gotta be close. So I'm waiting on that stuff. Another 20, 30 minutes goes by. Finally get in. I walk in to the guy in here, turn a plate in. He goes, did you get a letter from the state? I'm like, no, I just didn't want to get a letter from the state, so that's why I'm turning my tag in. And he goes, oh, okay. So I hand it to him with the top of the title. It says I sold it, who I sold it to, all that kind of information, which is already in the system. They know. It's already registered the car. And he's like, okay. I said, do I need anything? He goes, needs your driver's license. So I took a copy of my driver's license, whatever, punched it in. And I said, your refunds and any kind of stuff? He goes, no, it's already started this year, so you don't get a refund. And I'm like, okay, what about the 9 months left on the tag? And he goes, oh, we don't give refunds for that. I'm like, have a great day. I'm like, isn't there a reason I can't just like throw this in a box type thing? Be like, hey, here's my, red box return, or here's my, blockbuster type shit. Just since I'm getting nothing, you nothing from me, just chuck it in here with the type paperwork. And he's like, yeah, it'd be a better system if I did that, wouldn't it? I'm like, have a great day. So I left. As I was heading back, I looked at my reminders for the day. Realized I was supposed to go feed some cats that I usually feed. I completely forgot that. Missed the reminder I had set earlier because I was thinking it was the mechanic and stuff. I had 2 alarm or reminders set at the same time. So when it popped up, I didn't look to see there's 2. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I head back to the house. Gotta get my keys. I got keys to houses all over town. It's ridiculous how many keys I have. But I came back, grabbed the keys, and checked on the guy working on the Suburban. And he's like, all these parts I told you to get aren't gonna work. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, they're not working at all here. And I'm like, he goes, we need this certain such and such size. So I'm like, God damn it. So I'm like, okay, let me go see if I can't find that. So I went through and put it on my thread checker, found exactly what I needed and whatnot for the inverted flare nut thing, whatever. I'm like, but just, the flaring tool is right there and stuff. There's some extra brake line tubing. I'd practice it since you haven't used a flaring tool in a long time. That way, when we go to work on the actual one of the truck, we can go ahead and get it. We know it's right. So we don't have much spare, space to work on. And he goes, okay. So he was, so I'm going to hit all the part stores, go grab part, I'll be right back. So I hit up 3 different part stores. But first I go feed the cats real quick, get them taken care of, text the owner and said, hey, I'm a little late, which is like an hour after I normally get there, which turned out to work out really well because they ended up being late getting home, what they thought. So it worked out really well in the long run. But they're like, yeah, no problem at all. An hour ain't gonna make a difference in the cat's life. They don't have the watch. So I was good with it. Hit up the part stores. Nobody has the part I'm looking for. A bunch of them have empty spots on the shelf in the back and stuff that might be the right one, but I don't want to order it because I'm not certain it's the right one. To actually see it and verify it's the right one, Peter don't tell me what they are. So I hit up all the part store in town. Nobody's got it. So then I think, well, I need this part and I really want it today. So I start hitting up mechanic shops that work on old weird shit. I'm like, hey man, this is gonna sound like a strange question, but would you happen to have a weird fitting it's a super strange 3/8 24 count thread flare nut, but not for a 3/8 line. It needs to be for a 1/4 inch line, which is an oddball thing they put in 1967 that shouldn't have been there, but it is what it is. Who cares? I'm like, the guy's like, man, I don't know. A couple are like, nope, we got nothing. Owner's like, let's go look. We dug through a couple different shops. Nobody had one, even one old mechanic at the one shop. He goes, you find you need it? I said, no, I didn't have it. He goes, let me look through my stuff. So I'm helping this guy dig through his toolbox of old random pieces. These guys got 2 drawers of just oddball shit that he saves that he knows is hard to find, and he couldn't find it. And I'm like, God damn it. So text the guy that was here working on the truck a little bit and said, hey man, not for nothing, but I can't find the part in town anywhere. I'm gonna take my father-in-law to the doctor later today, taking him up to Ormond Beach. On the way up, I'll hit a couple part stores, and then on the way back, I'll hit some more car stores till I find the part. And then as soon as I get the part, I'll let you know. We can go from there. And he's like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and pack up and head out then. I'm like, cool, have fun. So he heads out, get back to the house. I'm doing a couple of little things and whatnot, hanging around, play with the dogs again and stuff and whatever. And then reached out to my father-in-law, like, hey, I'm gonna, meet you over there about this time to take off. And he's like, well, I got a call earlier today that my appointment's tomorrow. And I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on. So I'm like, he goes, well, I was talking to Karen about it, So I'm trying to figure it out. And the appointment's tomorrow, not today. My wife thought today was Friday. So when we talked about it, she goes, don't forget my dad's got an appointment today. I didn't go check the calendar. Shame on me. She thought all day was Friday. It was a whole mess. So yeah, so I screwed up a part of the day where I could have done other things that would have been a thing, but I might screw up. So I get online looking for the part I need. Virtually nobody has it. A couple shops I think will have it, but they're not answering the phone, and I don't want to order a part on the thing and pay $9 or $12 for shipping to find out it's not the right part if I can actually speak to a human being. Talked to a lady at Summit who told me, oh yeah, this kit has it. All these fittings are 1/4 inch lines. I'm like, I don't think so. So I wrote down the number, part number. I looked it up on the website. Nope. Only the big 9/16 are 1/4 inch lines, the rest are 3/8 lines. I'm like, it says right there in the description. So I'm getting lied to by people, which it is what it is kind of thing, but it's just, it sucks. So can't figure it out. And I'm like, at this point, I don't give a shit. I'm doing all new stainless steel lines throughout the whole damn truck, and I don't care. It's been one of those days, just things aren't going right. So I say to hell with it, and I go to basically put stuff in there. I'm looking at what this other guy done, and he installed the proportioning valve backwards, which isn't in the world, except it kind of is, because when you hook it up that way, it now puts way too much pressure on the rear brakes, not enough on the front brakes. And by doing that means when you hit your brakes real hard, your back tires lock up and your front don't stop you enough. Most power should go to the front, not the rear, and then your ass end tries to pass your front end. So basically making my truck insanely unsafe, which I'm paying a guy to do shit. I'm like, I now realize at this point, I talked to him before. He's like, I hate when people look over my shoulder and tell me you're doing it wrong, or I do it this way, or blah, blah, whatever. So at this point, I realize now either you don't get to come back here anymore, or you have to do exactly what I tell you to do. If I say this is wrong or this ain't right, I need you to turn that wrench and you crawl on your back up underneath there. I need you to basically I need you to be my mobile, like, hands. That's what I need you to be. I don't need you to actually think anymore. I just need you to do what I tell you to do. And if you're unwilling to do that, that's fine. I'll find somebody else that will, or just suck it up and do it myself. So in that process of trying to make it easier, because I got a feeling he's going to tell me to go pound sand, because he's not going to feel like, he's going to think he knows things. I went to school, I got a degree, I have a mechanic degree. He don't know shit because he's doing things backwards. There's 3 things he's done wrong now that I've had to either correct him as he's trying to do it, putting a bracket in upside down, installed the bolt for the brake lever wrong, which gave like a 1/4 inch slack in my brake pedal. So you hit the brake pedal, first 1/4 inch, it just slops around the bolt because you put it in the wrong way. It's just little bushings was wrong, but little shit that doesn't matter, but it does matter. That's my safety, my life, that keeps me alive, from killing other people. So it does matter. And yeah, there's that. So either he has to learn to do as I say, or I gotta find someone else or just do it myself. So assuming he's going to tell me to pound sand, you don't want to be treated like an idiot who's just being used because he's young and his back don't hurt when he crawls around the ground. I got a feeling he's not going to like the idea too much, that he's going to not want to work with me. And I went ahead and ordered some jack stands, ordered a set off Amazon, all 4 of their high lift jack stands for like big trucks. So it'll take like 3 times to jack the truck up enough. I started to get it up in the air high enough, but it should give me enough room that I can get underneath the creeper, so I'm not crawling around like army crawling my back, which sucks because it's really hard on my shoulder blades and stuff. So, and my collarbone starts giving me problems, and tendons and whatever and whatnot. So hopefully I'll be underneath it, get it done. And in that process, I'll reinstall the proportioning valve the correct way now, and start installing my stainless steel lines, which I didn't do because nobody else wanted to do it. I didn't have a lift. I didn't feel like I wanted to do it on the ground, laying on my back. But at this point in time, I'm done looking for a shitty part. I had Napa so they could get it together with like 5 other pieces. They could cobble it together and make it work. And I'm like, I don't want 5 random pieces stuck together coming off my proportioning valve just to get brake lines. Like, that doesn't seem safe. So I said to hell with it, put my stainless steel lines in, and I ran the first 2, one down to where the proportioning valve or the splitter valve like block's going to be, to go left and right front tire, and then that one's down where it turns to go for the rear, because you can't make them all one piece because you can't fish them into the vehicle. So they got to be multiple pieces unless you take the body off. Not take the body off, put brake lines in. So yeah, I've got 2 lines run. They're hooked to the proportioning valve, so that should be good. Yeah, they're not tight or nothing at all, just kind of loose in there because I still want to be able to move and adjust themselves as I wiggle them around to get them into the proportioning valves and get them into the block and all that kind of fun stuff. So I got that part done, which gave me, I don't know, so I got something accomplished at least, I feel like, and spent a shit ton more money on overpriced jack stands and stuff and whatnot. But you don't have a lift, don't have access to a lift, you don't have much else choice. So that's what I'm doing there. But yeah, that was the fun part. Then from there, went ahead and decided to go get my run in. And then also, I was like, well, after my run, I got back, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and mow. So I went ahead and mowed father-in-law's yard, and the front ditch grows pretty fast. And it was pretty tall, so I hadn't mowed it for a little bit. So killed an entire battery just mowing the ditch, my big battery, which usually will mow that whole yard, or used to. The battery's so good, which I have ordered a new battery. So I have a new Ego 56 volt battery coming, the big boy. That comes with hundreds of dollars. I think it's super expensive, but I should be able to mow the whole yard with one battery then. So it'll make my life a lot easier. Luckily I had 2 small batteries. I was able to get through. I had to let the 2 little batteries rest, because if you let them, they'll get hot and they'll shut off. If you let them rest for a little bit, then they'll finish mowing. And I had like you know, maybe 35, 40 square feet left. And I'm like, I'm not coming back tomorrow to do this. Like, this is gonna get mowed today. So I sat out there waiting for that. Had some orchids growing that bloomed out. So I got to enjoy my orchids, which were beautiful. So that was a good thing of it. Got back over, got myself a shower, and then got a couple other things done. Client dropped another dog off today. Texted, actually called me and said, hey, blah, blah, dropping off time and stuff. I did something really stupid. He forgot the dog bed and the food for the dog. He was out. I'm like, dude, he goes, I'll bring it by on the way out, you know, blah, blah, whatever. I'm like, 100% with you if you want to do that. But if you don't want to drop the dog off now, you want to wait, drop the dog off with the food and the bed all at one time. That'll make your life easier instead of making 2 trips while you're here to my house. He goes, I won't mess you up. I'm like, no, not at all, dude. 100% be good. So he goes, okay, I'll give you a heads up. I'm heading away. So wife got home from work. I was out of the shower, went ahead and said, hell with it. Was able to get a couple other things done. Put some chicken bites in the oven, the air fryer, and put some tater tots in there. End up overcooking the chicken a little bit and undercooking the tater tots, but life goes on. It is what it is. So had myself a nice little meal. Right as it was getting done, I came and dropped the dog off, so left it in the air fryer so it stayed warm during that time. And I was able to have a nice little meal. After the meal, head outside, enjoyed a nice cigar with the dogs. Man, those dogs play hard. They're having so much fun. They play like their butt off. They just lay there panting like they're about to die, like they've been running a marathon, having all the fun they can have. Headed back inside. Ended up the one dog goes in a crate at night, so we got him put in the crate. Our dog in there, my wife and I got talking about stuff. As we headed in, we kind of watched a little bit. She was going to watch a episode. I think it's a good doctor we're going to watch, but we got talking about things and money and different things and retirement and her buying a Maserati or not and whatnot. We got talking about things and just ended up talking and had a really good conversation and explained to her about our finances. We discussed a lot more of it, of kind of where we're at financially and what our financial future looks like and what, if we make these changes, what it could look like and so on and so forth, and kind of where we're at, because she had a little age crisis moment of, you know, she's, you know, mid-60s, mid-50s. Both her mom and her grandma both died at 63. I'm like, does that mean you want to quit tomorrow? Because put in your 2 weeks notice. Like, we have enough money to live the rest of our life. We just can't live it here the rest of our life. Like, we can go to the Philippines, we can go to other cheap countries, or go to like Ohio where property is really, really cheap. So I can sell both the houses we have now and go buy a small little house in Ohio and have enough money to live on the rest of our life. Just won't be doing a lot of traveling, won't be doing a lot of sailing, won't be taking all kinds of cruises and stuff, whatnot. We'll be able to survive, find a little side gig, make a few extra bucks, save up a little money, take a $4,000 cruise every year. Would not be that hard to do. So then I also explained to her, I said, if we lived on 40 grand a year, we're looking at, you know, assuming we need nothing, no interest, no nothing or anything. So if we got 20 years, if we don't make a dime, you know, of interest rate, like we got enough money now, if we make a decent return on the stock market, some dividend stocks and whatnot stuff, we can live the rest of our life and never touch Social Security, never touch nothing, and live a decent life in another country. Not here, shit's expensive here. So that made her, I think, feel a little better and whatnot. I told her, if you want a Maserati, go buy a Maserati. Like, I don't give a shit. Go spend the money, who cares? Like, whatever. Talked about me building a shop, whether or not it's a good financial investment, because I'll put 50 grand in a shop and might increase the house value 25 grand if I'm lucky, which if I live here 10 more years, it's a good trade-off. I'd happily pay $2,500 a year, $200 a month to have a storage unit or a shop to work in. But if she decides she doesn't want to work anymore and we want to sell the house and it's a year later, I'm going to really feel like shit that I lost $25,000 for 1 year. It's not worth $2,000 a month to have a shop. That's not worth it to me, but maybe it is, because if I went to rent a shop somewhere else, it'd be that much, and then I had to leave the house to go to it. So maybe it actually is a good idea. I don't know, but we had a good conversation with it and made plans to take her dad to the doctor tomorrow, all that good fun stuff in the process too. So but yeah, that's pretty much what we had. That's all we got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.